Alright, hello. I'm Jon Burgerman. Welcome to my studio.
Jon, thank you so much for having me today. I love how fun and exciting and how colorful your world is, and your studio certainly reflects that. As an artist, do you create things manually or do you use the computer? Can you just tell me a little bit about your technique?
Yeah, I create things by drawing. So I think of things and then I draw them and I put them on bits of paper and then they might get scanned into the computer and get coloured in, tidied up and sent off to be printed or wrapped around an object or something. Or I just use cheap materials, paper, pens, and don't use the computer at all. So computer's just another tool, I guess.
I detect an accent. Where are you from?
I know I sound like I've lived in New York all my life, but actually I'm from England. So I moved here a few years ago.
And do you see that there's a big difference or similarities in the arts from England as opposed to the arts in New York, especially in the art that you're producing?
I think there's a big overlap because like both cultures really feed off each other, and not just England and the US, but it's like an international thing. Like we're all scouring blogs and watching videos and reading comics and books and things from all over the place, and that informs our practice and excites us, and then we make work off the back of that. So I don't see a big divide. I mean, there are, you can look at stuff and I think that person might be from some location, but it's all one big melting pot, I think.
So your artwork taps into kind of the vinyl toy collector, hence your Kid Robot collaborations. Your work is very outsider. Your work also can overlap into urban arts. How do you describe yourself as an artist if you were to put a label on it?
Well, I used to say doodler a lot because, I guess that's the origins of all my work. Starts as a little doodle, which is slightly self-effacing, but it's sort of grown into being true, I suppose. I don't really know. I don't really aim for any of those things that you mentioned. That's just kind of how I can be fit in certain categories. But yeah, just an artist, I guess. I don't know.
Tell me about the piece that you're holding, and also about the kind of like the looks like a Dunkin' Donut guy with a happy face in the background. Tell me a little bit about those pieces.
These were they just made out of cardboard. These were mascots that I made for an event called the Hungry Games that I had in Chicago in 2012. Coincided with the Olympics. It was kind of an alternate Olympic event where the sporting events were replaced with by sort of pseudo sports events involving fast food or the production of fast food, which is a direct reference to kind of sponsors of things like the Olympics. So these are the mascots, and they're all sort of related to processed foods in some way. Yeah, so it was an exhibition of my artwork, but it was also a performance which the audience were integral to being involved in.
I love your works because they have such a great sense of humor to them, and I think anybody in any walk of life or any age could really relate to the works. I think a lot of contemporary art and artists could, in essence, be elitists. With that said, where does your iconography come from? Are they from dreams, or you, as you said earlier, you doodled? Where did the characters come from?
I would say they come from a lifetime of living in the West, absorbing comics and cartoons and movies and books and music and like all this stuff, or food packaging, sweet wrappers, crisp packets, all this kind of stuff that is designed to be kind of sticky to the eyes, visual pop. And it's that kind of stuff that I really respond to, and I guess that's what I'm trying to feed into as well. I want my work to sit alongside those things and sort of enter public consciousness in that way, in a similar way. So that's what's informed my work, I guess, and the visual aesthetic of it.
John, thank you so much for making art fun and exciting again. Thank you so
My
much for
pleasure.
having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Come by again. We'll have tea.